Proving that you acted in self-defense shouldn't be something that you do. That's what your lawyer's going to do. Often in a self-defense situation, people feel compelled to make statements to the police. They feel compelled to tell their side of the story and get it out there and hopefully avoid an arrest. Of course, as a defense attorney, I'm going to tell you, don't talk to the police. Your attorney is really the one who's going to raise self-defense, and they're the one who's going to get the most traction out of it. So when you think about raising self-defense, don't try and raise it yourself. Don't try and DIY this thing on the side of the road or in your front yard to the police. That's why you hire an attorney. An attorney is going to know what to say and what not to say. And if you're giving a statement to the police, very often it's right after an event happened. It's in the heat of the moment. Your blood is still boiling. You've still got adrenaline pumping through your veins, and you're frankly just not thinking clearly. Certain things that you may remember more vividly. You may, at the moment, in the heat of the moment, overlook other details. And so now what you've done is you've created a statement that's now going to be used against you later. So if you say certain things to the police immediately after an event, those statements are going to be used against you later on. You're going to get cross-examined, and the prosecutor is going to point out any contradictions between what you're saying that day on the stand versus what you told the police there. Likewise, they're also going to be pointing out any details that you're adding on the stand that you didn't mention on the day of the event, which is why it's good to keep your statements limited to the ones that you would tell your lawyer and ultimately to what you testify to. And under those circumstances, then there's really only one set of statements out there, and you don't have the ability to contradict yourself. Likewise, anything you say can be used against you. That's not true. Anything you say will be used against you. So if the situation is some sort of shade of gray and you've made a statement to the police, all those details will be used against you. They can be twisted, they can be misconstrued. Likewise, you can be baited into making certain statements that seem innocuous at the time, that don't seem like important details at the time. But unless you're legally trained, you don't really know what is legally important. And the police know what they're doing in these situations. They know how to ask questions in a way that seem like it's not a big deal, that seem like all they need is for you to just give them a reason to cut you loose. But in reality, those questions are actually baiting you into making statements that are going to hurt you.